Hi all, welcome back. Today we are dealing with three topics which are common to both alkali and alkaline earth metals. The topics are flame colors and spectra, metal solutions in liquid ammonia, and macrocycles. The first one, let's see the flame color and spectra of group 1 and 2 metals. We have seen in laboratory that when flame test is conducted, alkali and alkaline earth metals except beryllium and magnesium, they will impart different colors to the flame, which are characteristics of the metal. Lithium shows scarlet, sodium is yellow, potassium shows lilac color, rubidium is red and cesium is blue, and calcium, strontium and barium show brick red, crimson red and apple green respectively. And we have to see what is the reason behind these colors. When these metal salts are introduced to a non-luminous flame, the electrons absorb energy from that flame and they are going up to higher energy states, and they will come back to the normal state by re-emitting the absorbed energy, and that the color will be shown by the particular metal atom. For example, let me give the example of sodium. Sodium, we know that the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Okay, and this is the nucleus, this is the nucleus, this is the first shell, second shell and third shell. From the Bunsen flame, the non-luminous flame, the first shell, the electron in the first shell gets absorbs the energy and it goes to its highest energy state, okay, by absorbing energy from the Bunsen flame, and it comes back. For example, so this is the nucleus, sodium nucleus, first shell, second shell, third shell. This electron, inner electron, it absorbs the energy from the flame and it goes back, it goes to the highest energy level of the atom, and eventually it comes down. It comes down by emitting by giving away the same amount of energy which was absorbed by it, and that energy is given out, and this frequency will appear to us as a color. For example, here in the case of sodium salt, it will be yellow. The frequency will match the frequency of the yellow color. This is what happens. Okay, and beryllium and magnesium, they are not imparting the color because for them, for this excitation to take place, they require too much amount of energy which cannot be supplied by a normal Bunsen flame. That's why beryllium and magnesium, they don't impart color to the flame, but all other metals of alkali and alkaline earth metals groups, they impart their characteristic color to the flame. And the next topic is metal solutions in liquid ammonia. Liquid ammonia is a solvent here. For example, another solvent with which all of us are very much familiar is water. Okay, so the solvation using water is called hydrolysis. We'll be calling it as hydrolysis. Okay, now for example, consider, for this to understand well, I'm taking an example of sodium chloride. For the dissolution of sodium chloride, the ions have to be splitted like this, right? Na plus and Cl minus. Then in presence of water, what will be happening? This Na plus will be surrounded by 6 water molecules. Okay, and the Cl minus will also be surrounded by 6 water molecules. Okay, this is the basic part of solvation, and this negative ion and these positive and negative ions, we can put it as this Na, it's a complex now, plus, and Cl, it's a complex of minus, right, with a negative charge. And here the number is the same, 6 molecules, and there is a difference that all of us will be remembering, but still, water is a dipole, so these 6 molecules with the Na plus, the dipole delta plus of water will be there, sorry, delta minus of water will be there, and this will be delta plus. Okay, nearer to the Na plus, delta minus of water will be there, right, to stabilize. And as the contrary, surrounding Cl minus also, there are 6 water molecules. And the dipole, the polarity of that dipole changes. With very next to Cl minus, the dipole of delta plus of water will be there. Okay, that that's why it is getting stabilized. Take the same analogy to this metal solutions liquid ammonia also. Here a metal is dissociated into M plus and its electron, and instead of water it is taking place in ammonia as a solvent. Okay, ammonia solvent lana idu nadakkunnathu, and here X and Y I have shown here. In this case both X and Y are 6. Understood? In the case of Na plus dissolution in water, both X and Y are the same, that is 6 water molecules will be attached. But in the case of ammonolysis, in this ammoniation process, it could vary. Okay, the number could vary. That's why I have shown it as X and Y, right? Or it could be the same also. It depends. Okay, MNH3 X times plus and ENH3 Y times minus. This is our star attraction here, that you may not have seen this before also. This is ammoniated electron. Okay, an electron which is stabilized by the presence of ammonia molecules around it. And this ammoniated electron is responsible for the color. Okay, the metal solution, if you put any metal of alkaline earth group into this liquid ammonia, the color of the solution changes into blue. Okay, so that means, which means that the color change is not the property of the metal. Okay, the color is not changing depending upon the nature of the metal you are adding, but instead whatever metal you put inside that beaker, the color will be blue in color, which means that the color is imparted by the ammoniated electrons. Okay, the blue color is imparted by the presence of ammoniated electrons. Okay, here in this example I have shown 1, 2, 3. There are 6 ammonia molecules which stabilize the Na plus, and here also 6 ammonia molecules which stabilize the electron. And here you should note the difference carefully. That is, the color is given by the excitation of the electrons. Okay, here you have to note this point carefully. The absorption of photon occur in the red region of the spectrum, and so the solution appears blue. This is just contrary to the statement which I have given in the case of this flame test. Okay, in the explanation of the flame test. Alle, avade paranjathu endana, absorb cheyyuna same color endu cheyunu tirichu varunu, and we are seeing that same color. Alle, sodium case il flame test il endana cheyyunnathu, sodium Na plus inu endu cheyunu, it absorbs yellow color, it goes up and it comes back by emitting the yellow color. ഇവിടെ അങ്ങനെയല്ല. In the case of നമ്മുടെ visible light, അവിടെ ഒരു specific ആയിട്ട് ലാബ് കണ്ടീഷനിൽ you are providing ഒരു monochromatic light നിങ്ങൾ പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നു, ഒരു സിംഗിൾ ഇതില്ലേ, അതാണ് ബ്ലൂ കളർ ഫ്ലെയിം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. അപ്പോഴുള്ള കളറിന്റെ ട്രാൻസിഷൻ ആണ് നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നത്. ഫ്ലെയിമിലൂടെ നോക്കുമ്പോഴുള്ള കളറിന്റെ ട്രാൻസിഷൻ ആണ്. ആ ഒരു ഇൻസ്റ്റൻസിൽ മാത്രമല്ലേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഇത് പുറത്തെടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ ആ കളർ കാണുന്നില്ല. ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾ നോർമലി കളർ കാണുന്ന ഒരു പ്രോസസ് അല്ലേ, എങ്ങനെയാ അത് absorb ചെയ്യുന്നു, അതിന്റെ കോംപ്ലിമെന്ററി കളറാണ് കാണിക്കുവാന്നല്ലേ, അങ്ങനെയാണ് ഇത് മനസ്സിലാക്കേണ്ടത്. ഇൻ ദ കേസ് ഓഫ് ദ കളർ ഇൻ ദ ഡിസ്കഷൻ ഓഫ് കോർഡിനേഷൻ കോംപ്ലക്സസ് ഓൾസോ, ദ കളർ explained as explained here, that is one substance is absorbing something from the VIBGYOR and the resultant, the complementary color will be shown. അല്ലേ, എന്നുവെച്ചാൽ റെഡ് എന്ന് അബ്സോർബ് ചെയ്താൽ it will appear as blue and blue എന്ന് അബ്സോർബ് ചെയ്താൽ it will appear as red. അപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒരു ഡൗട്ട് ഉണ്ടാവാൻ സാധ്യതയുള്ളത്, അപ്പോൾ ഇത് എവിടെ തിരിച്ചു വരുന്നത്, എവിടെ പോകുന്ന, നമ്മൾ തിരിച്ചു വരുന്ന കളർ എന്നാണല്ലോ ഫ്ലെയിം ടെസ്റ്റിൽ പറഞ്ഞത്. ആക്ച്വലി ദി ആൻസർ ഇസ് തിരിച്ചു വരുന്നില്ല എന്നാണ് അതിന്റെ ആൻസർ. എന്താന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ വിസിബിൾ ലൈറ്റ് എപ്പോഴൊക്കെ അതിന്റെ മുകളിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഏത് ലൈറ്റ് ആണെങ്കിലും whenever light falls on that substance എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നു, ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ലിക്വിഡ് മെറ്റൽ സൊല്യൂഷൻ ലിക്വിഡ് അമോണിയയിൽ ഡിസോൾവ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. മെറ്റൽ when dissolved in liquid ammonia there are ammoniated electrons, അല്ലെ, ammoniated electrons ഇഷ്ടം പോലെ ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ whenever light falls on it, it absorbs the light energy, the red color photon from it, and it goes up. Okay, തിരിച്ചു വരുന്നത് നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നില്ല. എന്തുകൊണ്ടാ തിരിച്ചു വരുന്നില്ല? എപ്പോഴും ലൈറ്റ് കൊടുക്കുമ്പോഴൊക്കെ നമ്മളത് കളേർഡ് ആയിട്ട് കാണുന്നു. മീൻസ് എന്താണ്, ദാറ്റ്സ് ഓൾവേസ് വിൽ ബി ഇൻ ദി എക്സൈറ്റഡ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്. മനസ്സിലായി എന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുന്നു. ഓക്കെ, ഇതാണ് ഒരു ബേസിക് ഡിഫറൻസ് ഇൻ കൺസെപ്റ്റ്. ഓക്കെ, ഒരേ ഡിസ്കഷനിൽ തന്നെ 2 ടൈപ്പ് എക്സ്പ്ലനേഷൻ പറയുന്നത് വിചാരിക്കരുത്. ഇതാണ് നോർമലി നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നത്. മറ്റേത് ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു പെർട്ടിക്കുലർ ലാബ് കണ്ടീഷനിൽ നമ്മളൊരു ഒറ്റ വേവ് ലെങ്ത്തുള്ള ലൈറ്റ് കൊടുത്തിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഒബ്സർവ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ചേഞ്ചസ് ആണ്. ഹോപ്പ് ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് ക്ലിയർ. ഓക്കെ, Now, next point is, as the concentration of the alkali metal increases, the color changes from blue to bronze color. ശരിക്കും metallic copper കളറിലേക്ക് മാറും. Okay, the reason behind is that the metal ion clusters are formed. Okay, M plus, M plus, M plus are there. When the concentration is higher, they are forced to aggregate. Okay, at that time, some properties are getting changed, and eventually the metallic copper, the color of the solution changes from blue to metallic copper. And regarding electrical conductivity, the blue solution is highly conducting. It should be, because there are cations and anions, right? So it should be, it is a very good electrical conductor. And then paramagnetism. How it is explained? Paramagnetism is shown by free electrons, right? Unpaired electrons. There are a number of unpaired electrons in the solution. That's why it is a very much paramagnetic. It is very much paramagnetic in nature. And then it comes the reducing property. It is a very good reducing agent because there are a number of free electrons and it could be given out easily for something else to be reduced. So it has a very good reducing property. Okay, this metal solutions in liquid ammonia is a routine question in your examinations too. You can expect this question for 3 marks. Okay, and now let's move on to the last topic, which are macrocycles. Okay, you know the meaning, or you can guess the meaning. Macro means big and cycle means which is having a ring structure. So in the macrocycles, just introduction, as an introduction, you have to learn the basics about crown ethers and cryptands. Polydentate ligands are these crown ethers and these cryptands are polydentate ligands. Okay, they form highly selective and stable complexes with alkali and alkaline earth metals. They form highly selective and stable complexes. Okay, the selectivity, how are they becoming so much selective? The answer lies on the size of the cavity. Okay, the selectivity is due to the size of the cavity available inside the crowns and cryptands. If I show you the next slide, it will be more clear to you. Okay, only that metal ion which exactly fits into the cavity, only that ion which exactly fits into the cavity forms a stable complex. This type of interaction, there is no ionic bond or covalent bond. Okay, therefore this type of interaction is called host-guest chemist interaction. Okay, host-guest interaction. Interaction only for the time being. Whenever there is a metal present and whenever there is a macrocycle present, there will be a temporary interaction. Okay, and this is the basis for a new branch of chemistry which is called supramolecular chemistry. Okay, during your postgraduate studies, you will study about this in detail. There is a separate chapter for that, supramolecular chemistry. And see, these are crown ethers and they look like crowns. That's why the name was given. These are macrocyclic polyethers. Chemically, these are polyethers. Macrocyclic polyethers because there is an oxygen functionality here. Okay, and see the number, how it is numbered or named. Okay, the number 12 indicates total number of atoms. Okay, the first number indicates total number of ring atoms. Okay, you are not counting the hydrogen atom, you are counting the constituents of the ring. Okay, there are 8 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 4 oxygen atoms. Altogether there are 12 ring atoms. So 12 crown and 4 is the number of oxygen. Here also 15 C5, this is the next one, 15 crown 5. Total number of atoms is 15 and out of that 5 are the number of oxygen atoms. And then next one is 18 crown 6. Okay, and we have discussed that it is highly selective because only that metal ion can fit into the cavity in which where the size matches. Okay, the size of Li plus matches with that of the cavity of 12C4. Okay, you have to understand in this way. The size of Li plus matches with the cavity size of 12C4 and the size of Na plus matches with the cavity size of 15C5 and that of potassium matches with that of 18C6. So only these can form stable complexes. Only lithium can form stable complexes with 12C4. Sodium cannot. Why? Because sodium is too big for it, right? In the case of 15C5, only sodium can bind with it perfectly. If lithium tries to bind with it, it will not fit. It will go off or it will fall down, right? And if potassium comes, it is so big that the potassium cannot fit into the cavity properly. So the proper matches that of the sodium. Okay. And the last one is cryptan. Here, other than oxygen, nitrogen atoms are also there. Okay. So there will be 2 amine nitrogen caps. Okay. And the most common example is cryptan 222, and it selectively binds with potassium. Okay, the complexes formed are called cryptates. Okay, the complexes of alkali and alkaline earth metals with cryptans are known as cryptates, and these are called wraparound complexes. These are called wraparound complexes because the ligand effectively wraps the ion from the solution. Okay, അത് പൊതിഞ്ഞു സൂക്ഷിക്കും. Okay, it will be wrapped perfectly. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് wraparound complexes എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. We can see the example. See, this is cryptan 222. There are 2 nitrogen caps and 3 polyether chains. Okay, these are symmetrical. These 3 chains are symmetrical. Okay, there will be 3 chains. So it will be, in the case of crown ethers, it will be almost planar. Right, or 2D we can imagine it. But in the case of cryptans, it is a 3D form. Okay, there are 3 separate chains which are attached by 2 nitrogen atoms, 2 nitrogen caps. Okay, this is the cryptan potassium complex. Within that cavity, potassium fits into that cavity very much effectively. And it's again the cryptan 222 K plus complex, but in a different view. Okay, with this, I'm stopping the discussions on S block elements. Hope it was clear for all of you. Thanks for watching.